Second question, Om and Klim is a very interesting topic. I'm just going to speak from memory rather than going and doing more research, because I was working on this book, which is actually the translations of and commentaries on the Gayatri Mantras. I spent about 6 months on this. We were doing a book on Harinam Chintamani and Gayatri Mantra, and it covers Jiva Goswami's commentary on the Gayatri Mantras, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentaries, and then all commentaries that you find in Sastra. So basically what it's describing is that Om, that's the seed mantra. Om and the Klim are both bij mantras. It means seed mantras. From Om, then you get the whole Gayatri Mantra. But it comes from the seed, just like any seed. Small form comes into a big form, right? But it's described that Om was heard by Brahma. He heard the sound Om. And then he began to do austerities chanting the mantra Om. But when he became purified, you would say, enough of that, by that, then Krishna himself appeared to him. And he actually heard from Sarasvati at that time the Gopal mantra and the Kam Gayatri mantra. And that starts with Klim, right? Klim. So Klim, you could say it's like the first, it's further sprouted. Om is shorter, right? It's further sprouted. But actually, I think it's Vishwanath or Jiva Goswami, they give a very receipt commentary. They say basically, I did this about a year ago, but basically the idea is that Kling is its original form in Braj. Now Om is also there, but Kling is the more Braj Ras filled kind of sound, like the sound of Krishna's flute, Kling. And as it enters into this material world, it appears as Om. And the Kam Gayatri that's in the Kam Gayatri means Brahma Gayatri is, we're going to have to discuss what is Brahman in its different aspects, what is the absolute truth in its different aspects. That's what we're going to talk about today. And so it's ultimately like Krishna and Radhika, they're one, they're Shakti, Shakti Matora Beda. How can you separate fire and heat from light? How can you separate fire and heat? So they're ultimately connected. But in the same way, Om and Klim, they're connected, right? But one is, the Brahma Gayatri is more like all pervasive, and the Kam Gayatri is more localized in Braj. Now you can argue which one is greater, what is omnipresent or what is most concentrated. What's more important? Something that's present in everything, like all expanding, or something that's supremely focused, like if you use like the Big Bang Theory, everything is coming from the single point in theory, right? But then it expands into everything that is. So what's more important, the concentrated point or everything? So Kling is the concentrated point. And if you look at the commentary of Kling, it actually means it's 4 letters, right? K-L-A-I-M. M with a dot, Kling. So K represents Krishna, L represents Srimati Radhika, and the M dot is actually representing, it's described by Vishwanath Chakravarti, it's representing their mutual like embrace or their kiss even. That's why it's the more ras kind of answer, Kling. And that's why the Kam Gayatri, when you chant the Kam Gayatri, it starts with Kling. Gurudev would describe this. When Gurudev gives the Kam Gayatri mantra and he describes the scene generally, he describes Radha Krishna in what's called the yoga pit. Like we were talking about this the other day, the patterns, right? The yoga pit is the center of the pattern. It's the center of existence. And that is where Kling originates. The center of yoga pit, where Radha and Krishna are present, surrounded by their sakis, being served by their sakis, that's yoga pit. Gurudev sings this song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Asto dhalopari Shri Radha Shri Hari Asta Saki Parijan. Asto dhalopari means 8 petals. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings this. Asto dhalopari Shri Radha Shri Hari, Radha Krishna in the middle. Asta Saki Parijan, surrounded by their 8 sakis, who are also representing the 8 islands, like Navadvip, right? That's why it says that Navadvip is ultimately in some ways more focused on the gopis' love for Krishna than even Braj, Prabhupada says. In Braj, you find all the rasas are present. Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, mostly. Even Dasya is there. But in Navadvip, Antardvip, it's Radhika's place and her Saki's place. All those islands are Radhika's, Saki's islands. Lilita Vishaka, Lilita's Godrum Dvip. So all those Sakis, each of those Sakis manifests as an island. And Radhika is Antardvip, the middle island, and Krishna and Radhika are present there. And that is ultimately the same as Braj. Braj and Navadvip are like dual dimensions that are ultimately one. You can say Navadvip is hidden in Braj, and Braj is hidden in Navadvip. But ultimately, that's why Yogapit is there, Yogapit's here. In Yogapit, you find Radhakund, Shamkund. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur revealed that. And in Braj, you can also, Gurudev revealed where Navadvip is. So the idea of Kling is that very center point of existence. From there, so you can even say that Kling is even superior in some ways, because it's the sound representation of Radha Krishna's embrace in reality. And that manifests first as Krishna's flute sound. So the sound of the flute is Krishna's, is Kling. That's the Bij mantra for Adi Ras. Adi Ras means the original mellow. When we do like Bhagavatam study with Prabhuji, Ras Panchadhyay, this always talks about Adi Ras. Adi Ras means the original. And that Adi Ras is the same as Shringar Ras. Shringar Ras means it's the topmost thing, but it's also the original thing. Without that, there is no existence. And that original primordial rasa is the love between Radha and Krishna, Shakti Shaktiman. When the potency and the potent are completely one, connected. At that time, that's Adi Ras, and that's when Kling manifests. So when that comes into this world, it manifests as Om. And Gurudev gives the example. It's in that commentary. The example is given like if a sound is heard at a great distance, it may have some adjustment in how it's perceived or heard. But ultimately it's the same thing. And Gurudev says that when you chant the Om and achieve perfection through the Brahma Gayatri and the Om, then it reveals itself as the Kam Gayatri and the Kling. So it's like you chant Brahma Gayatri and Om, and you do meditation doing Brahma Gayatri and Om, then you'll ultimately realize it as Kam Gayatri. And that's why Prabhuji says when you chant Brahma Gayatri, the Gaudiyas, they think of it as Radharani's mantra. Kam Gayatri is Radha Krishna Jugal mantra in their Kishore form. Brahma Gayatri is Srimati Radhika's mantra, like singular. And this is a controversial thing for some people, you would say, because they think Brahma Gayatri is referring to the Purush, the supreme male, right? But Prabhuji says no, Brahma Gayatri is referring to the supreme feminine, Srimati Radhika. And that she is the method through which you can approach the deity himself. Without her, you cannot approach him. And that's actually the whole subject I want to get into. But Jiva Goswami himself says that if you want to approach the sun, to perceive the sun, you have to go through the rays of the sun. And those are Srimati Radhika. It's even more than that. The sun is the source of, the sun is the sun, right? But its light and its heat, that's Srimati Radhika. So without Radhika, you cannot even conceive of the sun as a body, right? Because there's no light. If the sun had no light, how would you perceive the sun? So that is Srimati Radhika. And ultimately, Brahma Gayatri is Srimati Radhika leading us towards Kam Gayatri, which is Krishna, Kama Devaya Vidmahe. How do Vidmahe understand Kama Devaya Krishna? Through the Brahma Gayatri and Om. And that is the ultimate goal is Klim. And the Jiva is also connected there. That's why they say, in some interpretations, they say the I is the Jiva. So that's Kling and Om.